You don't have to take credit for any of them. You don't want to.
Hey, man, it doesn't bother me any. I told you, killing a broad doesn't make any difference to me. Killing any fucking buddy doesn't make any difference.
Maybe you didn't kill any of those. I don't know.
Oh, hey, no, wrong, man. Hey, I killed a couple of these.
Well, which one? If you think you did, right? I don't know.
I killed her. Angelo killed her.
You mean the Wagner when Angela killed?
This broad I'd never seen before.
Martin.
This broad I'd never seen before.
Hudspeth, you never saw them at all?
No.
Oh.
This broad I'd never seen before.
Robinson?
This broad I killed. These two Angelo killed.
Vector. Johnson.
This one I'd never seen before.
What Angelo killed, huh?
This one I'd never seen before. This broad I killed.
He does say that the taking of human life must be a horrendous thing. You think he believes that now?
If it were his, I'm sure.
The things that make him angry are acts of cruelty. How do you see these statements in light of the crimes he committed?
Well, in the crimes, he committed terrible things. Torture by slow strangulation, by gas, by injecting with cleaning fluid, by trying to electrocute with the house current. I mean, just terrible things. And they should be horrible. And it's appropriate that we be horrified by taking human life. And that's the right thing for him to say at this point. At the time, however, it was a way he was getting sexual gratification.
Did he take the first one, or one of them, or what?
That was a funny thing. That was his idea. Yeah, I killed the first girl.
You killed the first girl. Who was she? You know her?
Yeah, that nigger.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Black witch.
I see. How did you happen to decide on her?
Well, I didn't see anything wrong with it. It was just there.
Where did you take her? What did you do with her?
Oh, me and Angelo took her for a ride in the car.
Yeah.
And decided just to do her in.
Where did you do her in that?
In the car.
Yeah. Then what'd you do?
Dropped her off.
Yeah.
But,
You say you did that one.
yeah.
Well, what ones did Angelo do? Maybe he didn't do it, maybe you didn't.
Oh, it's a turd.
Oh.
I would like to ask you, because we seek to understand killing and the reasons for it, if you have murdered anybody.
I really have no memory of having murdered anybody. Even to satisfy other person's allegations at one time, I attempted to think about what it might feel like, and I have never been able to do that.
Are you able to talk about any conversations you might have had with Mr. Bono that would give us some understanding of these murders in California?
I've never really had any substantial recollections of any conversations regarding Mr. Bono. I can't give you anything specific. There were times under extreme pressure by the police that I made up certain conversations to not get punished for no retaliation, so they wouldn't retaliate. However, those are not credible. Those were made up.
When he was first picked up, he came not to remember certain things, but he really remembered a lot of details. His loss of memory became worse when he was trying to play the multiple personality. And at that point, he claimed to have no memory about what he did during the multiple personality episodes when he was Steve and so on. However, as soon as he gave up that defense, he remembered all the details. He told the police exactly where things were committed. He described all kinds of details which he knew. Now, trial being over, all of a sudden he again forgets. He forgets everything that he's done that's been wrong. He forgets even the things which he claimed earlier, that he had a bad childhood, that his mother beat him, that he killed people, that he had cons where he ran prostitutes with Bono, that he stole from his cousin, that he stole from the people who hired him to guard his store, and so on, all kinds of things. So now he seems everything is great, and he looks like the all-American boy.
How would you evaluate the motives for the killings? So what do you think brought about the killings?
For the record, to just further explain what you're mentioning here, I had access to all the police reports and photos as a matter of discovery weeks prior to the hypnosis sessions. Based upon my extensive reading of these reports, my literally absorbing these reports to find out what was happening, I feel that the motivation may have been, for whoever committed these crimes, may have been simply to remove evidence, simply to perhaps crimes of passion, perhaps the killings occurred to get rid of potential witnesses. That's the best I could surmise from everything I've read.
When he was already in Los Angeles, he persuaded Veronica Compton, whom he hadn't known before, to go out and actually murder someone. She tried to murder someone in the style of the Hillside Strangler, so as to make it appear that Bianchi wasn't the right person.
I think there was a strong sexual motive in those murders?
I don't know. Thinking back on the autopsy reports that I saw and other reports, it does appear that some of the women were sexually molested.
The sexual psychopath typically is not insane at all. He knows what he's doing. The difference is that he murders for sexual gratification. And it's just as insane as a bank robber who steals, robs banks because he feels he should have the money. Now, that isn't allowed. It isn't allowed that if you find yourself drawn to an attractive woman, that you go ahead and rape her. I mean, that's not, that's against the law, against any civilized society. Now, the sexual psychopath is someone who gives into this impulse, which many people might be attracted, but they don't act on it. And the sexual psychopath not only acts on it, but once it has gone to the point where he kills, he will kill repeatedly and doesn't tend to stop this behavior. If you catch him and incarcerate him, he'll be a model prisoner. When he gets out, he'll kill again.
Mr. Bianchi, am I correct that you have been accused of committing 12 murders altogether, including California and the state of Washington?
No, sir, it's 7.
7? And you plea bargained as guilty to a certain number of murders, is that correct?
Yes, I plea bargained to primarily and basically and pretty much solely escape the death penalty. The death penalty was very much a reality.
How many murders were involved in those charges that you plea bargained?
7.
What punishment do you think is appropriate for Mr. Bianchi?
I don't think it's an issue of punishment. I don't know that there's any punishment which is appropriate for somebody who kills a dozen people in a most vicious way. I don't know what is the right punishment. But really, that's quite secondary from my point of view to what is going to happen, whether the man stays away from society. That's the danger. And not because he's not enough punished or too much punished. The issue is, do you let somebody like that free? Because his odds of doing it again are very high.